Alright, welcome to another episode of Everything Sports, the Aman and Evan 10-minute episodes. Today, I'm going to be giving you my way too early NBA All-Star picks. We'll get it started right away with the Western Conference. From the guard spot, I think there's one really obvious answer, and that is going to be Luka Doncic, of course, averaging 32.7, 9.1, and 8.4. I mean, this guy, like every single year, is MVP candidate, so he is a guaranteed lock in my eyes. And then second guard position is where it gets really tough. Of course, you have Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, you have De'Aaron Fox, you have Steph Curry, you have possibly Devin Booker. Like all these guys are having very good seasons. Of course, Shai has the best season so far. But I think you really got to look at other stats other than points, rebounds, assists. We'll go to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander on basketballreference.com. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, of course, having a very good season, averaging 30 points a game, 2.8 steals, 0.8 blocks, 5.7 rebounds. I mean, he's doing a lot all over the court, and I think that is very valuable, especially as an all-star. We'll go to Steph Curry. Of course, Curry having a great season as well. He's really just leading the Warriors to keep him in the fight. It's been a very tough season for the Warriors so far. Of course, they had some big wins this past week. Of course, beating the Celtics in overtime the other day. Curry, of course, averaging 28 points per game. He's averaging 0.7 steals, 0.3 blocks, 4.4 assists, 4.7 rebounds. I mean, in my eyes, even though Steph is doing absolutely insane things for his age, and he is arguably still one of the best players in the league, and of course, he's helping this Warriors team stay afloat. I still think Shai deserves it over him. I mean, what Shai does on both ends of the floor, especially as a point guard, I think Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is a little bit better playmaker than Steph Curry, like on the ball, that is. So I think Shai deserves it a little bit more. Of course, that defense is way better than Steph Curry's defense. And then, of course, we also can throw in maybe a De'Aaron Fox to see De'Aaron Fox's stats. De'Aaron Fox, of course, having a great season as well. He's got 30 points per game, which of course is more than Steph. 1.6 steals, 6.2 assists, 4.4 rebounds. I mean, when you look at De'Aaron Fox and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, it's kind of close. But I personally think it should go to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander because he's stepped up a ton this season. We expect him to have a huge jump this season, but he stepped up a whole lot this season so far. And he's leading a young Thunder team to one of the best teams in the NBA right now. So I think you got to give it to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Now we can move on to our forwards. See, we'll do the forwards in the Western Conference. And of course, you got to go Nikola Jokic, MVP candidate as always. In my opinion, the runner-up at the moment. We'll see later who my MVP pick at the moment is. And then Kevin Durant. I feel like you had to put him, honestly, because he's just such a good player. Of course, averaging 31 points a game, 5.6 assists, 6.1 rebounds. I mean, absolutely insane season for his age, of course. And one of the best scorers in the league still. I think you got to put Kevin Durant. And then this is where it gets a little tough. I mean, I feel like you got to put LeBron James, just LeBron James is LeBron James. But I don't know. It's hard to when you have a guy like Anthony Davis there, or a guy like Kawhi Leonard, both deploy absolutely amazing defense. So they give it to you both ends of the floor. Of course, LeBron does give you that, but he's not as good defensively as Kawhi Leonard and Anthony Davis, of course. So with that being said, I might have to go Anthony Davis. Look at Kawhi, Anthony Davis' stats just to make sure. We got Kawhi Leonard. He's averaging 24.4 points per game with 1.5 steals, 0.7 blocks, 3.5 assists, and 5.9 rebounds. And of course, the efficiency is good as always. Let's see what we can get next. Anthony Davis. Averaging 24 points a game with 2.5 blocks, 1.2 steals, 12.6 rebounds. I feel like you can't ignore Anthony Davis' defensive impact. And of course, he's been balling out these past few games. Of course, that in-season tournament finale, he was absolutely insane. I think you gotta go Anthony Davis as the third guy in the West for the front court. So we'll go now to the Eastern Conference, where things get a lot more tough in my eyes. We'll start off with the guards, and I mean it's hard to ignore Trae Young's numbers. 28 points per game, 11.1 assists, 3 rebounds. I mean, it's really hard to ignore the numbers. Of course, the team is not great, but he's putting up absolutely insane numbers. We'll see the splits right here. He's shooting, 43% from the field, 38% from three, and his free throw percentage is 87. So pretty good splits for Trae Young. I kind of feel like you gotta go Trae Young as a lock here. Honestly, so put Trae Young, and then the second guard position is where it gets very tough. Of course, Donovan Mitchell having a great season, Damian Lillard having a great season, Tyrese Maxey having a great season, Brunson's having a great season. Like, it's really hard. Donovan Mitchell, he is the number one guy on his team, but he does have a lot of guys around him. Jalen Brunson, of course, he is pretty much the guy on that team. Of course, you have Julius Randle on that team, but Jalen Brunson's been absolutely a huge stud. Tyrese Maxey, of course, having an absolutely amazing jump. I kind of feel like I had to give him some love and put him in the All-Star game for what he's been doing so far this season. Of course, Damian Lillard is Damian Lillard as always, despite having the very slow start to the season. Just look at Tyrese Maxey's stats right here. Got Tyrese Maxey averaging 26 points per game, 6.7 assists, 0.8 steals, 3.8 rebounds. I mean, of course, it doesn't give you the best defensive game, but neither do any of the other guys. So I might have to go Tyrese Maxey here. I'll check out Damian Lillard and Donovan Mitchell just to make sure. Damian Lillard, Dame Dollar, averaging 26.3, rebounds 4.5, 7.7 assists. So it does give you, of course, more playmaking, but that's because he doesn't have Giannis on the court on his team. So it gives him a little bit of advantage. Although, yes, Tyrese Maxey does have Embiid. And then Donovan Mitchell. See what Dono's doing. Donovan Mitchell. Of course, that team is one of the best teams defensively. Donovan Mitchell, 127.7, 1.8 steals, 5.5 assists, 5.6 rebounds. I mean, it does give you so much on both sides of the court, which I think might give him the edge, honestly, in this. It's really hard. I want to put Tyrese Maxey so badly, but I think I gotta go with Donovan Mitchell as the second guard guy. And then in our front court, I mean, there's two guys that are really obvious. I mean, it's gonna be Joel Embiid. It's gonna be Giannis. Joel Embiid, of course, 51 piece yesterday. My MVP favorite. He's averaging absolutely insane numbers. We'll look at it right here. Joel Embiid. He is averaging 35 points a game, which is even more than last year. He's averaging 11.8 rebounds, which is more than last year. 1.1 steals, more than last year. 1.9 blocks, more than last year. I mean, he's doing so much better than last year somehow. Field goal percentage a little bit down, as you can see here. Basically the same, though. Its 3-point percentage is roughly the same as well. Free throw percentage is a lot better this year. I mean, he's averaging more points per game, more rebounds, more steals, more blocks, more everything than last season. It's hard to not pick him as your MVP favorite. So Joel Embiid, of course, is a lock. And then Giannis Antetokounmpo, of course, he's a lock as well. He's been absolutely balling out this season, like always. We'll see his stats just show how great he has been. And see how close the race, honestly, is between him and Joel Embiid, possibly. Let's go down a little bit here. 30.6 points per game, 1.2 blocks, 1.5 steals, 5.4 assists, 11.1 rebounds. Of course, pretty good splits other than 3-point percentage, which of course we know he's not a 3-point shooter. So it's pretty close right there, honestly, but I think Joel Embiid definitely does deserve it. Averaging more than last season. Well, Giannis, it's pretty close to last season, but not as great as Joel Embiid. Giannis is still a lock, though, for sure. And then Tatum. I think Tatum's another lock. Front court pretty much is a lock for the Eastern Conference. Tatum, 26.8, which is down from last season. 4.2 assists, 8.7 boards. I mean, yeah, his stats look down from last season, but that team is so good. You gotta give him at least one All-Star. One of the best teams in the NBA. Although they did lose to the Warriors, but Jason Tatum has to be a guaranteed lock. So there is my guys for the NBA All-Star Game 2024 in Indiana. Let me know what you guys think down below. Who you guys think deserves to be in the All-Star Game over these guys, and let me know who you guys think will end up being in the All-Star Game. And who you guys think is the favorite for MVP right now? Who you guys think will win it at the end? See you on Friday.